only up and until you transition from your 20s to your 30s, you understand how life completely changes. I will not give you any magic mantra to transition from your 20s to your 30s because I don't have any. It comes to my work, my career, one day at a time. Changed and shaped my life, my days, and my week. 24 hours in a day, and you have to cater to yourself, your body, your family, and everything together. Don't want to invest in, fake networking. I have set my priorities right with respect to people around me as well. When you are a teenager, it's like all about, I have to lose weight, I have six-pack abs, I have this is particular body that I want. The importance of rest and recovery. These are my goals and I have to achieve this. Heard this all my life that because you are young, you don't know how it feels like to be in your 30s. Only up and until you transition from your 20s to your 30s, you understand how life completely changes. And that's what happened with me in the last 2 years of my life. Last 2 years have been completely different from the rest of my life. I can say that yes, you live your life in different phases, but for me, the things that probably have changed or I have learned in the last 2 years is completely different from the rest of my life. And I think it will also lay a foundation for my upcoming years. And that I will not give you any magic mantra to transition from your 20s to your 30s because I don't have any. I just can share my own experience of how it feels like to transition. There is a switch, there is a turning point that everybody will have in their life when they're transitioning from their 20s to their 30s. And I think you will understand when it's happening. For me, it was my surgery that happened last year. And after that, I think my life completely changed. Whether it comes to my work, my career, the kind of hustle I was in, or that, anguish. There is restlessness, which was on a very different level previously, but now I have started taking things one day at a time. So there are a lot many things that I've experienced in the last 2 years, which has completely changed and shaped my life, my days, and my weeks. So I think sharing my experience might help some of you to deal it in a much better way, I guess, and to get a better understanding of and probably find it relatable too, because I think every woman goes through this, which the things that I have experienced or the transition or the shift that I'm talking about. First thing first is your energy level. So when you are growing in your early 20s or probably in your teens, the energy levels are at its peak and you feel that you can do everything together. You are like master of your own skin, and which you definitely are. But when you're transitioning in your 30s and when that switch happens, you start analyzing things in a very different way. You start channelizing your energy in a very different way. You just put energy in things that you think will give you a little outcome. You do not just waste energy, which I used to do previously. But, as I told you, my turning point was my surgery. After that, I do not invest my energy in things I know that will not give me a certain kind of a productive outcome, or probably in things I know that will not turn up the way I want it to turn up. So yes, there is definitely a shift in energy. I'm not saying that I have I don't have any energy. I'm not talking in from the physical point of view, but what I'm saying and trying to say here is that you channelize your energy much better. Previously, I was like, okay, I have to do this, and everything together. But now I know that you cannot do it together. You only have 24 hours in a day, and you have to cater to yourself, your body, your family, and everything together. And channelizing that energy in a much better way. I don't have to do everything at that particular time. I have to ensure that yes, the time is allocated, and I have to allow myself and give that time to myself. I don't have to, continuously over pressurize myself into doing a lot many things in the small given amount of time that there is. So yeah, that is one thing that is a complete shift in me in the last 2 years. I don't want to do everything together. I would like to allocate my energy and channelize it in much better way. Second thing is, yes, the work life balance. So I'm a very, lost kind of a personality. So I immerse myself into a particular thing that I'm trying to do, and I just lose myself in that. And that's like my personality. That's how I function. And till today, I do the same. If I'm reading a book, I'll just completely immerse myself, and then I don't know which world I am living in and everything. But lately, in last 2 years, there are a couple of events that happened. I lost one of my family member was really dear to me. So you realize the importance of people around you and people who really matter to you, right? You don't invest your energy in making false relationships. You just embrace the relationships that are true to yourself. You don't want to invest in fake networking, or you don't want to just appear in an event because you feel I have to do it for the sake of doing it. You'd rather want to spend that time and energy with your family or with your people you want to be around with. I think previously, in my early 20s or probably in my college days, I was like, okay, no, I'm a people's person. I have to, be there in front of people. I have to network with people. I have to go to events. I have to do this, that. And then I would do it on like stake of everything. Probably I'll not spend time with my family and I'll do this and that. But today, because having said that, the transition or the shift that I've seen in my late 20s, I believe that I will always prioritize my family or the people I really want to keep close. That, okay, I have to first ensure that I give time to these people, and then if I have some time left, probably I'll go and do the work that's required to be done, because I have set my priorities right with respect to people around me as well. So that work-life balance has suddenly taken a shift. Previously, I've always chosen work-life balance, not like I've not. I have always chosen that because I choose to work for myself. The only reason I choose to work for myself was also to ensure that my family is near to me and I'm near to my family forever. I don't have to like leave them completely. I don't want to settle outside the country, or I never had that kind of ambitions because I wanted to be around my family. So that was always in my vision and plan. But even when you're working for yourself, you are so immersed in that experience and you are so much into what you are trying to do and trying to build that you lose on control. There were days when I was not even, seeing the faces of my family members, even living in the same house, because I was so much into my work and everything. And that is something that I regret. Not really regret, but yes, there is like something in me that feels like that one particular day I was not able to cherish these important moments of my family. So I think this is something that I'll get better with as well as I move forward. But today, at this particular point in my life, I have a fear of missing on some important moments of my near and dear ones. So yeah, I really embrace this work-life balance, and I think I will get better with this fear. But right now, I embrace this feeling of prioritizing my near and dear ones. So yes, this is a very big shift in my life. Next important shift has definitely been my health. So when you are in your early 20s and your teens, the only thing that you think about is your looks, and it's not about the way you feel, it's more about the way you look. But later, as you like grow and you go to your 30s, you realize that it is always about how you feel, how are your energy levels, how productive you can be, and how effectively you can sit for longer hours, how effectively you can do whatever you want to do. And that only comes with understanding that it's more about how you feel rather than how you look. But when you are a teenager, it's like all about, I have to lose weight, I have to look a certain way, I have to be in like six pack abs, I have like, this is particular body that I want, and all of your energy goes into that particular, ambition of looking a certain way. However, because of my own health journey, learning about health and everything, I have always focused myself into long-term commitments, sustainable health, and understanding that yes, health is not just about the way you look, it's about the way you feel. Having said that, weight, your body inches, play a very important role in your early 20s. But in your late 20s, it becomes about if you have deficiencies in your body, if you are able to walk for longer distances, if you're able to travel the way you want to. So that shift happens. And there is a point in your life when you see that shift happening. Previously, I was like, even if I'm not eating the entire day, I used to get away with it. But now, if I don't eat for the entire day, I feel the difference. If I'm not sleeping, that is like a major shift in my life. Like previously, I used to get away with irregular sleep routines, waking up all nights, working for myself. And like, as I told you, I was really immersive workaholic person. So I used to immerse myself into the work that I do. I used to do like lot of readings and researches and clients and whatnot. Today I struggle with my sleep, but I know that the day I've not had a good sleep, the next day I see that lack of energy, that unproductive day. So that shift is something that you see happening. And for me now, irregular sleep is something that I can't do with. I cannot function on, one or probably two meals. I need like regular meals and intervals, and the routine plays a very important role when you're transitioning in your 30s, because all of these things comes and show up. And your elders tell you this ki abhi to you can get away with whatever you are doing, you can play with your metabolism, you can do whatever you want, but when you'll reach your 30s, you will see its repercussions. And that's so true, because you start seeing its impact as well. When you have like so much of screen time, you'll start seeing the dark circles happening. When you're like too much in front of your screen, or when you are having irregular sleep routines, you'll see that lack of energy. So everything starts showing up. That's when you start realizing, okay, my hair is I can see one gray hair today. And then you see, okay, I might have that deficiency, which was something that I never paid attention to in my in my early years of my life. And now it suddenly starts showing up, and that's when your life really hits you hard. So yes, 30s is where life really hits you hard. And even when it's a realization process, I believe that if you are in your early 20s, the things that you can do for yourself is, yes, after probably 5 years, you'll start realizing the importance of good health. It will start showing up if you don't. And it's better to embrace it, accept it, and start making the changes one day at a time from today itself. I was much aware because of my own transformation and health journey. So it is not that difficult for me. But honestly, I've seen people struggling really hard with this transition. I've seen completely, they used to smoke, alcohol, irregular routines, stress. And when 30s arise, everything starts showing up, right? Too much of gray hair, no energy left, and then there are vitamin B12 deficiency, D deficiency. So every woman you see around you is in early 30s will have like D deficiencies and B12 deficiency. We're on supplements. So all of this is happening is because we are not taking care of ourselves in our early years of early 20s. So if you are someone who is in your early 20s or is transitioning from one phase to another, I think this can be a learning experience, because everybody, I'm a health coach, I'm so much aware about health, still I have to go through a lot of changes. So I think if you are listening to this, you should definitely be working on yourself and allocate that time, because if you don't do it today, tomorrow, probably in your when you are in your 30, 31, 32, you will have to do it forcefully, because your body will make sure or make it to a point that you realize the importance of good health in your life. So yes, that's like real turning point in my life. I remember So when I had my surgery, my shoulder surgery, so I had to rest. Like I was forcefully made to rest for about 3 months, and I was not allowed to do anything. Even when I was working, I was not allowed to do a lot of things that I was really doing. I was into so much of fitness and everything. So I was given a hit and I was made to rest, like deliberately. I think I consider that time, at that particular time, I didn't consider it as a learning experience. I felt, okay, why this is happening to me? It's really painful and everything. But today, when I see it, I see that it was really important learning part or learning phase of my life, because the things that I've learned post my surgery is something that has made me a woman that I am today. I have learned to embrace myself, embrace the fact that life slows down and you have to take it the way it is. You have to understand the importance of rest and recovery. You cannot just run behind a goal that is out of your control. The results are never in your control. The only thing that's in your control is your day. I just take life one day at a time. I don't think about, okay, these are my goals and I have to achieve this. Yes, definitely I have goals and I have a very clear vision board in my mind, but I do not run after them, and I don't feel bad and sad and excited about them ki no, I have to do it today or I have to do that tomorrow, because you the things are not in your control. It's like beyond your control, and the results are never in your control. You just can put your best forward in whatever you are doing, in whatever capacity you can do. The only thing is that, for example, the last 5 years of my life, the only thing when I look back is I don't want to miss any special moments of my near and dear ones. I do not want to miss on things that really matter to me. And in the race of life, or in the ambitions that we might have for ourselves, we often neglect, we often take things for granted, we often take our body for granted. So that is something that I've learned in the last couple of years, that this has been a learning curve for me, and I have to embrace my life. I have to embrace this transition. Yes, life will slow down, it will get boring, it will become robotic, but this is how it is. And only once you accept this, only when you address this, you will be able to take care of it in a much better way. So yes, that's about my transition. I don't know how much I could be of help to anybody who is transitioning from their 20s to 30s, but I think this was my personal experience and I wanted everybody to learn from it. This is my story of transition because it is still happening. So I'll not say that, yes, I have learned something or I've achieved what I wanted to achieve, because I don't think it matters. The only thing that matters is how you can learn one thing at a time and one learning a day. So yeah, I think this is something that I wanted to share with all of you. I hope it made sense to you, and if it did, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And also you can listen to this podcast on multiple channels. The link will be given in my description. And yes, keep sharing this, and anybody, if you know, who is transitioning from their 20s to their 30s and should listen to this, you can just share this with them. Thank you so much. Stay fit, stay happy.